Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition and why I have really changed my mind dramatically on the mixture of Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons, and why I think it's a good idea, and I've really 180'd on my position on this. All right, so Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons are starting to come together as products. I hated this when it first started happening. We got the Ravnica book and we got the Theros book. They were horrible. And I now am 180 degrees on this, and I want Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons to be braided together as one product. Right? And here's why. Because the first initial attempts to get this done were wrong and screwed up, and they were executed wrong. Okay? What happened was they brought nonsense Magic the Gathering settings into Dungeons & Dragons. That was not needed, okay? Dungeons & Dragons does not... Okay, Dungeons & Dragons has been making fantasy settings since 1974, okay? Magic the Gathering has been making fantasy settings since 1993, and it's only the second thing they do, right? Like, they have to create a rule set that's far more complicated than Dungeons & Dragons, and then they create their setting, and frankly, most of the time, the setting is coming from the mechanics, which is horrible, right? So we never needed Magic the Gathering settings in Dungeons & Dragons. But Magic the Gathering needs Dungeons & Dragons settings. And Magic the Gathering needs Dungeons & Dragons players. And actually, Dungeons & Dragons does not need Magic the Gathering players. But they should be tied together, right? Now, here's why. So one, the number one source book, beyond the PHP, DMG, and beyond the core three books, the DMG, the PHP, and the MM, I am more excited for Strixhaven than any source book that has ever been printed for this thing, right? And here's the reason why. So what's happening, where we're landing, what we realize, okay, is that Magic the Gathering sets can come out, and there can be a ton of visual work that is done on the world, and just a brief sketch of the setting, knowing it's going to be a Dungeons & Dragons setting, can be done, right? So, in the Magic the Gathering setting, right? So, the setting can be very loose when it's done for Magic the Gathering, and then it can be really tightened up. We can really dial in and get all the bolts tight when that setting reaches Dungeons & Dragons 6 to 9 months later, right? But what is the advantage of bringing these settings together in Magic the Gathering? There are so many amazing settings, that there are so many amazing advantages that we get from this, right? What we get from this is we get the following. We get the biggest thing is we get 40 to 80 amazing visuals, right? We get fantastic art that is done, and really, really good, awesome art that is done for Dungeons & Dragons that we're really excited about, and we're just like super happy to receive. And you can see this in Strixhaven. Strixhaven has I'm not kidding, an 81 card art set. That is taken from 280 pieces that were done for Strixhaven, which means that there are 80 pieces of art that are going right into the Strixhaven book, Dungeons & Dragons books, that are spectacular. They have visually set up this amazing, wonderful, they've really just made this amazing, wonderful setting art book. They've made these wonderful visuals for Strixhaven. And the reality is, the visual art on Magic the Gathering is peerless. There's no product in the world that does fantasy art the way Magic the Gathering does fantasy art. And so it's just going to be incredible. And so when Strixhaven basically there was just a sketch of Arcavios, which is the world where Strixhaven is placed. And the 5 colleges are sketched in the Magic the Gathering Strixhaven set. But when this book hits, right, we're going to get a 250 to 300 page book that fully details a school for wizards, right? And when that thing gets dialed in, the visuals have been done on the Magic side, and the setting will have been, in my opinion, perfected on the Dungeons & Dragons side. And I'll tell you right now, that conveyor belt has never existed in any other company in the world. The fact that Wizards of the Coast has both Magic the Gathering under its house, in-house, and it has Dungeons and Dragons in-house, and we now know the direction, right? We now know the direction. Magic the Gathering serves as the sketchboard area, okay? Dungeons and Dragons is the table where the work is perfected, right? That is the flow, right? And the other thing is, and also I have to say, like, Magic the Gathering is the money earner. Dungeons and Dragons is the respect earner, right? Magic the Gathering doesn't have as much respect. There isn't as much respect for the game of Magic the Gathering as you would get for even a single source book for Dungeons and Dragons is the real product. It doesn't make money, right? But it has respect in the American culture, and it is acknowledged as a part of American history, right? Whereas Magic the Gathering ain't no part of American history, right? It's a product. All that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.